Okay, we are back with some more Fate Stay Night. In this one, Shiro. I want to say it at the beginning of every episode until we get there. Just because at this point, it's all I have. All right. I also gotta move my mouse. Hang on, just uno momento, por favor. Uh, move phone. There we go. I don't know why I haven't had it here this whole time. This makes it so much more convenient. Okay. Kirei, it's me. I formed a contract with a servant just yesterday. It's registering me officially as a master. Still couldn't read that line. A brief silence. Kirei's silence is enough presence to stress you out, even over the phone. I need to move this window up. I feel so unprepared. Understood. Now. Now what? You should come and see me at least once. I have something to give you that I received from your parents. They said to give it to you only if you become a master, before you become an adult. Oh, you mean Father's will? I have already deciphered it and got the item, so it's fine. I'll come and see you if I feel like it. Goodbye. Wait, Rin, if you are a master now... I hang up the phone, not hearing him out. Listening to Kirei's lecture while I'm tired won't help recover my magical energy. Right, all preparations are done now. All that's left is to sleep. When I wake up next, it should be a completely different morning. 10 years ago, the Holy Grail War in which my father competed as a master and was defeated. Now I'm entering the same battle. Maybe it'd be easier if I moved it over here. I mean, it's smaller over here. Because the way I have it set up right now is it's bigger on one monitor because I can't change the size of it for some stupid reason. That's fine. So, after breakfast, I clearly explained my immediate plans. What? You're going to school? Yes. Do you have a problem with that, Archer? No problems, it's just... I kind of forgot the voice I gave him. Archer hesitates but does not object. He must have realized yesterday that I'm not the type to take back my decisions. I can kind of tell without him saying so. Archer is sarcastic, but he has an honest side to him, so it seems he won't complain about something he's accepted. Yes, in other words, he's faithful in an awkward way. This is my conclusion. No more of an intuition after watching Archer for all of yesterday. Rin, as you are my master, now, you must always be cautious of other masters. School is a place where it's hard to remain prepared against sudden attacks. That's not true. Look, Archer, even though I am a master now, I don't intend to change my lifestyle. Besides, a battle between masters is something that should be done out in public view, right? Wait, why? I actually had to reread that because I was like, no, that doesn't make sense. So if we're at school where there are lots of people, I don't think we'll see any kind of surprise attacks. Hang on. Master, something that should be done out. Should be done out in public. Okay, well, that doesn't make any sense. I see. If that's what you've decided, I can only obey. But I can guard you in spirit form, right? You don't intend for me to stay here while you go to school. Of course not. Not just at school, but I want you by my side whenever I go outside. It is a servant's role to protect the master, so I'm counting on you. I'm relieved to hear that. It is the duty of a knight to answer a trust placed on us. I shall do my best to meet your expectations. Holy crap. The desktop audio is peeking out of this world. Hang on. Let's just turn down that gain a little bit, boys. Whoo, okay. Bam. But Rin, just hypothetically, what would you do if there was an enemy in that safe place? What are you suggesting, that there might be a master at school? That's right. It's certainly hard for anyone who isn't a teacher or student to get in, but wouldn't it be a problem if someone already there became a master? I don't think that's possible. In this town, there's only one family of Magai other than the Tosaka. That other family has declined and they don't even have a master. How do you know there isn't a master? Hey, it's only natural to investigate another family of Magai in the same town. You know, I said Magai there, and when I decided I was going to say Magi, which probably pisses some people off, but I don't care. He isn't a master, and his successor doesn't have enough magical energy to become a master, so we can just ignore them. I see. So there's another Magus at school you go to. But you say that Magus don't have sufficient magical energy to become a master, is that correct? Exactly, so most masters will probably be coming from elsewhere. I don't think such people will come to school. Well, for now at least. But Reen, there are always exceptions. What if there's a Magus at school that you don't know about? Like I said, there aren't any. Magi are sensitive to other Magi. If we were at the same school for a year, I should be able to sense the other Magi no matter how well they hide it. I will state with confidence that there are only two Magi at our school. One of them is me, and the other is only an apprentice who doesn't have enough power to become a master. Do you understand? Your caution is just needless worrying. It's completely impossible. That's why this is only a hypothetical scenario. There's always another side of things. It's only natural for unexpected things to occur. I'm saying that when it does happen, do not blame me. Archer smiles dryly. Just that action makes me want to take it out on him. But if I did, I would be late for school. That won't happen. A hypothetical is That won't happen. A hypothetical is a hypothetical, because it won't happen. If it does, it just means my analysis was too shallow. Blech, swallow. That just reminded me of it later. Alright, I'll remember that. Let's go then, Reen. It should take 30 minutes to get to school, so we won't make it unless we leave soon. Takes 30 minutes to get to school? Girl, ride a bike! I'm surprised. Hypotheticals do happen. Yes, I am surprised as well. Whoa, it pays to argue over everything. It had an unexpected payoff. As soon as we pass the school's main gate, we joke around like that. Around us are students heading to classrooms, and it's almost time for homeroom. In the crowd of people rushing into the school building, we stand dumbfounded. This isn't just the air stagnating. Isn't there a boundary field set up already? It's not complete, but the preparation seems to have already started. If he's doing this so openly, he must be a real big shot. Or a complete amateur. A boundary field that lets others notice the abnormality is only third class. To be first class, it has to be hidden until it's activated. So, which do you think it is, Reen? Who knows? I don't care if he's third class or first class. I'm just gonna beat him mercilessly for setting up such an indecent thing in my territory. I walk angrily through the schoolyard. As a Magus, I'm not about to mince words, but I can't be satisfied until I properly punish the creator of this field. After second period, while walking back from the music room, I see a first-year student walking unsteadily. The student is carrying some stack of papers and it looks like she's having trouble. I'll help, Sakura. Huh? Ah, Tosaka-senpai. What, handouts? World history? That'll be my homeroom teacher. That Kuzuki. What's he thinking making a girl do this? Here, give me half of it. Oh, yes. Thank you, senpai. It's fine. So we're taking these to your classroom. No, we're taking them to Kuzuki-sensei. He said he's recalling them because there was a misspelling. I understand. Kuzuki's really stubborn. He's the guy who canceled the whole test just because there was one misspelling in it. Huh? You mean the school's exam? Right. I think it was last year's midterm. He came in while everyone was filling out their names and said in his usual tone that the midterm has a misspelling in it. He said that the question was not correct, so the midterm was to be cancelled and retaken at a later date. We were surprised, but so were the teachers, and they still talk about it today. That's just like Kuzuki-sensei. He doesn't think teachers should make any mistakes. He goes too far, though. He'll realize soon, too, Kuzuki is as stubborn as a rock or a mountain. Tosaka-senpai, you must like Kuzuki-sensei. It's rare for you to talk about someone like that. Really? Well, I do think he should be more flexible, but... I think that, but I also think he's not bad this way. At our school, there's a teacher liked by all students, and a teacher feared by all students. The balance between the two works so well that I think Kuzuki-sensei is a good disciplinarian. He's the stick and the carrot, and the stick approach. Okay. Took me a sec to understand that. Well, you'll get to see more of him once you reach second year. He teaches ethics too. More importantly, Sakura, is it alright if I ask you something? Huh? What is it, senpai? It's about yesterday. Were you talking to a strange foreigner? Oh, you were watching, senpai? Just by chance. So what was it? Do you know him? No, well, he was a strange person and he seemed to be lost. He asked me lots of things, but I couldn't make out what he was saying, so, so she ran away. I see. Sorry, I was just a bit curious. No, it's alright. Here is fine, senpai. I only have to hand these to him now. Okay, see you later then. I pass the handouts back to Sakura. As I start to head back to my classroom, I pause. Sakura, how are things? Ah, yes, it's okay. I'm doing fine. I see. Well, if Shinji does something again, tell me. He doesn't know when to stop, so it'll only get worse if you don't say anything. It's fine, you don't need to worry, Senpai. Nissan has been kind recently. If she says that with such a smile, I can't say anything else. I bid her goodbye and once more turn my back on the familiar junior. The day ends. Students leave the classroom and the building gets darker by the second. The sun will set soon. When the red sun sets and night falls, there should be no one left in the school. Let's begin, Archer. First, we need to check out the boundary field. Once we figure out what kind of boundary field it is, we'll decide whether to eliminate it or leave it. I address my invisible partner. Archer must understand as I sense him nodding. A boundary field is something that protects its caster. You could call it a geographical magic in which one knits a line of magic across the land to change the interior. Infinite different effects are possible within a boundary field. There are all sorts of boundary fields, from ones that conceal the area from people's eyes to ones that limits the use of magic within them. The most aggressive of all are those that oppress life forms within them. The boundary field laid out over the school is that kind. It is not yet complete, but once it is, everyone in the school should fall unconscious. But something like this won't affect me. After all, a boundary field is something targeted not at me, but I am the place I am in. But at the place I am in. That makes more sense. Such an indirect magical intervention has no effect on Magi, who have magical energy throughout their bodies. A weak current flowing through the air will only be repelled by a strong current like myself. So this boundary field has a different intention. I don't know what kind of person set up this boundary field, but his intention is not to defeat a master. It's hard to believe, but his target is everyone in the school. There's only one reason to do something like that. Unbelievably, this guy is... I search the school building and emerge onto the rooftop to finish. It's dark outside. It's 8 o'clock now, way past school closing time, which is 6. The only people left still in the school are me and Archer. So this makes 7. Well, it looks like this is the origin. A 7. Stroke mark is openly drawn on the rooftop. The purplish red character only visible to Magi is something that I have never seen before, engraved with something unknown. Damn it, this isn't something I can handle. The person who set up this boundary field didn't think about anything. He didn't think, but the boundary field is bound with amazing skill. I can temporarily drain magical energy from this boundary field, but I cannot eliminate the boundary field itself. The boundary field can be reactivated just by having the caster put more magical energy into it again. Archer says nothing. He's been quiet ever since we came onto the rooftop, probably because he too recognizes the power of this boundary field. This boundary field doesn't just drain one's strength. Once activated, it'll literally dissolve all the people within it. There are boundary fields that drain physical and mental strength from the people within them, but the boundary field laid out over the school is on a completely different level. This is a soul eater. It is a blood fort that dissolves people within it and claims the souls that seep out. Since ancient times, souls have been hard to handle. Even though they are believed to exist and are necessary for magic, only one Magus has ever understood the soul. Souls are the only things to be investigated or things to be moved into containers. It's incomprehensible, not merely to suck them out, but also be able to collect them in a single place. It's because a Magus has no use for them if one were to collect this unconvertible energy. So if there's a reason, it must be... Archer? Are you servants this kind of creature? I asked coldly. It is as you suspect. I told you we are basically spirits, therefore our meals consist of souls and mental constituents. As you subsist on meat, we subsist on souls and minds. Our basic abilities do not change from nourishment, but we do become tougher. In other words, our magical energy capacity increases. Yes. To strengthen your servant, you must attack people indiscriminately. So the magical energy the master provides isn't enough. It's not that, but it doesn't hurt to have more. In war, if you lack strength, you make up for it with supplies, right? It's a basic tactic for a master to steal energy from the people around them. In that regard, this boundary field is very efficient. I need water. Ugh. Archer is saying that if I want to win, I should kill people to steal their strength? How simple. I already knew that. That's why I think I know which path I am going to choose. That annoys me. Don't ever mention again, Archer. I say so while staring at the mark on the ground. For some reason, Archer sounds happy as he confidently answers. I feel the same way. I do not intend to do so either. Well, let's erase this. It's meaningless, but it should hinder them a bit. I approach the mark engraved on the ground and extend my left arm. The magic crest on my left arm is the Book of Magic, passed down from the Tosaka family. I switch on my sense. I push magical energy into my magic crest, read the part that explains the elimination of boundary fields, and now all I have to do is activate it. Magic spell. Eliminate surgical extraction. Second section. I touch the ground with my left hand and let my magical energy flow out. This will at least wash the color off this mark, but... What? You're going to erase it? What a waste. Suddenly, as if to stop the erasure of the boundary field, a voice echoes out. Oh, is this boy Ku? Spoilers? Question mark. I quickly stand up and turn around. Oh, wait, what voice should I give him? On top of the water tower, in the sky 10 meters away, a guy is looking down at me. Deep ultramarine that melts into the night. His grin is wild and a bestial smell carries on the wind. The stare of the beast is a cool one. The man in blue looks at me like an old friend even in this situation. Is this your doing? No. Petty tricks are a Magi's job. We only fight as we're commanded to. Isn't that right, you over there? Casual, but his voice is filled with murderous intent. This guy can see Archer. As I thought, a servant. Okay, I just had to figure out if that was the Archer or Lancer. It's fine. That's right. Since you can tell, I can consider you as my enemy, right? My spine freezes. A normal, light tone of voice. And it's colder than anything I've ever heard. Scary enough to make me vomit. I can't tell how I should move or what my best course is, but my reason is telling me absolutely not to fight this man right here. Whoa, that's pretty good. You seem like you don't know anything, but you grasp the important points. Man, I messed up. I shouldn't have called out to you just for fun. Oh, that was him. The man raises his arm. It happens in an instant. The arm that held nothing until now. Ooh boy, that looks pretty freaking sick. Now holds a red weapon 2 meters long. No, didn't mean to bump the mic, sorry. Ha! I jumped to the side without thinking. I can't spare the time to... Wait, was that him or her? I can't spare the time to consider that I can't jump full force while on a rooftop. I just jump with enough force to the side as if trying to smash the fence. A whirlwind brushes past my hair. Barely made it. He rushed me in an eye blink and mercilessly slashed at the space I just occupied. Huh, you've got some good legs, young lady. The blue whirlwind pursues me. There are no escapes. The fence is behind me. To my sides? No, I won't make it. My response is fast. I run the magic crest on my left arm and assemble the magic in a single measure. It lines my body and adjusts the gravity. In this instant, my body becomes light as a feather and I leap. Reen! I know, let me handle it. I jump over the fence and fall from the rooftop. The wind and pressure push against my body. 15 meters to the ground. 1.7 seconds until landing. No, that's too slow. I'll catch up. Archer, take care of the landing. I let Archer take the impact of the landing and start to run as soon as my feet touch the ground. First, I have to change the location. We have to go somewhere we can move around freely, not a small space like a rooftop. We have to move to a large field with no obstacles to play our archers and mine strengths. I run from the rooftop to the school ground in less than 7 seconds. It's more than 100 meters. My speed is so fast that normal people would only see a blur. But that's... Man, those are really good legs. It'll be a waste to kill you here. Meaningless against a servant. Archer! At that moment I step back, Archer steps in front, taking form. A cloudy night. In Archer's hand is a short sword that reflects the weak moonlight. Whoa. The man crooks his mouth. That's good. That's the way to go out. That's the way to go. I don't mind people who are quick on the uptake. A large whirlwind. That's the weapon swung at me on the rooftop. The blood-red crimson lance that tried to mercilessly slaughter me. Blech. Servant, Lancer. That's right, and your servant is Saber. Or maybe not. Who the hell are you? There's no sign of his previous casual demeanor. In response to Lancer, full of murderous intent, Archer remains silent. The distance between them is about 5 meters. The weapon in Lancer's hand is about 2 meters. For that man with the bestial smell, I feel like the remaining 3 meters are meaningless. Huh. You're not the type to engage in one-on-one combat, so you must be an archer. Archer doesn't respond to the sneering voice either. Confronting each other strangely are red and blue. The two counterfeit the colored knights are already watching for the other's clinching blow. Alright, I don't like it. But now we've met. We'll just have to fight. Go on and take out your bow, Archer. I have some manners, so at least wait for that. Archer does not respond. There's nothing to say to an enemy he must defeat. The steel back that steel back of his seems to declare so. That makes me realize I'm being stupid. Archer is just waiting for my word, my command. Archer! I talk to his back without approaching him. I won't help you. Show me your powers here. Was that a laugh? He grins as if to answer my words. The Red Knight dashes forward. Twirling gust of wind. Short sword in hand, the red bullet launches. You fool. What meets him is the blue spear thrust. If the dashing archer is a raging wind, the responding spearhead is a divine wind. The sword is swung. A swing to deflect the thrust. Archer parries the thrust of a high-speed lance with a short sword. The one in red stops. The enemy did not permit Archer's rush. The enemy doesn't even let him go within 2 meters, the range of the spear. For a long weapon, distance is always preferred. As Lancer has a weapon almost 2 meters long, he only needs to attack when the enemy comes into his range. Thrusting at an approaching enemy is easier than moving out yourself. But even so, Lancer comes close. Lancer closes the distance himself and doesn't even allow Archer to move forward. Idiot. A mere bowman challenging a close-range fight. His temper is like a burning fire. Lancer closes in with each blow, with no thought of stopping. With a long weapon, it's suicidal to close in on an enemy. The spearman's tactic is to use their long range to defeat the enemy and win the battle. So, as Lancer is just advancing unchecked, he doesn't have a chance of winning. No way. But that's just by the book. Lancer's lance shows no vulnerabilities as it strikes for the throat, shoulders, forehead, and heart. Thrusts so fast, even the after images are just blurs. Each strike of his lance repels, rebuffs, and pushes Archer back. Any one of his thrusts could be called the final blow. But even as a bowman, Archer is a servant. No ordinary attack can be a final blow. Having repelled the lance aimed at his forehead, Archer closes in with speed superior to Lancer's alone. Based on its shape, you might think that the main attack of the lance is a thrust, but the basic strength of a lance is its swing. This is because the wide swing using its long range does not allow an enemy to dodge by stepping back. A partial retreat does not allow escape, and an attempt at counterattack will only result in being slashed in the stomach. But simply going forward will end up being smashed, ribbed from the long shaft of the lance. Archer and Lancer are similarly built. On top of that, it's hard for Archer with no heavy armor to step into a range of the lance, swung like a whirlwind. But thrusts are a different story. A blazing fast thrust, certain to strike you, is certainly scary, but as long as the attack targets a point, there are many ways to avoid it once you see it. As Archer did just then, hitting the shaft of the approaching lance to redirect it slightly creates an opening. It must be because he underestimates a bowman. The advantage of a long weapon is the length and the freedom of its range. Once Lancer has discarded these advantages, his defeat is... Huh? The one in red stops. A nightmare like time is reversing. The thrust is faster than the previous one. Gah. Archer tries to parry the blow, but he gets flicked away along with his weapons. There are no openings in Lancer's attacks. Not just that, the thrust increases in speed and power without limit, and it becomes a final blow even for a servant. We are the ones that underestimated him. For that servant, for Lancer's weapon, there are no general rules about lances. Who could ever parry continuous attacks without even space to breathe between them? Archer manages to retreat a bit and parries, and as a result, the distance between them opens a little. That distance. Lancer uses that distance as a runway to launch an even more powerful attack. The raging continuous attacks is only a repetition of that, but the blows themselves are godlike. 10 blows already. No, it must actually be many more times than that. The heavy rain of lance pours with yet more strength, trying to skewer Archer to death. It's not fast, but it's just skill. It thrusts like a waterfall with no change in speed. What can Archer do as he's now on the defensive? With such a short sword, he can only parry the lance. He has no way to close on Lancer and continues the retreat. A vacuum of steel unfolds. Support. I have to back Archer up. My throat won't respond. My magic has poor aim. Unless Archer gets far away from Lancer, I will hit him with my magic as well. Such an opening would only increase Lancer's advantage. And besides, frankly, I'm captivated. This is a battle between servants. This is the Holy Grail War itself, where we use heroic spirits, the highest rank of familiar whom we would never otherwise obtain. Water. Servants. Familiars of different classes that obey the 7 masters. These are the highest ranked familiars called heroic spirits that the Holy Grail summons. So it's misleading to call them familiars. Originally, familiars were just beings that ran errands for the Magus. Imagine perhaps a cat in boots, or a cute white bird, or a black dog that doesn't obey its master, or something like that. Familiars that a mere Magus can summon are of that level. Familiars are just familiars. They are only mascots that run errands for their masters, so they cannot be being stronger than their masters. But servants are different. They are the most powerful beings. Even for sorcerers, of which there are only 5 in this world, it would probably be impossible for them to form a contract with them. It's not that the summoning is hard, or even that the ability of the servants surpass that of the Magus. Servants themselves are beings above magic. I'll make it clear. Servants are heroes from the past. Myth, legend, fable, history. Fiction or not, the superhuman beings who gain concrete existence in folklore are what we call heroes. A hero that becomes eternal in people's minds is no longer human after death, and is promoted to another form of existence. Humans who bring about miracles, save people, and achieve great deeds are called heroes even after their death. After being so called, they are promoted heroic spirits after their deaths and become guardians of humanity. It doesn't matter whether these people existed in reality or in stories. It is people's minds that create a hero. It's like that one Mob Psycho episode. It's like Santa Claus. What is that word? I don't remember. I'll look it up later. People's wishes. This is how things should be. Give form and set them up as real. Authenticity does not matter. They can have form as long as they have fame as a legend and people have faith. The ultimate ideal humans have created, the greatest humans people have created. These are the heroes. These are the heroes, the heroic spirits. And of course, since they are beyond human, they cannot be controlled by humans. A Magus usually borrows their power only to mimic them. They can't summon the heroic spirits themselves. But the Holy Grail made that impossibility into reality. It summons the heroic spirits beyond human control and turns them into a familiar obedient to the master. That nonsense is proof that the Holy Grail is almighty. And with the passing of years ignored, the heroic spirits are summoned. The most recent from 100 years ago, the oldest from the ancient days. The 7 heroic spirits obey each of the 7 masters, protect them, and eliminate the masters of the enemy. Heroes from every age and country are revived into the present day to kill one another for supremacy. This is why the ritual is called the Holy Grail War. But it seems the Holy Grail has its limits too. Even the Holy Grail cannot indiscriminately call upon the spirits-like beings, onto the spirit-like beings. Just as a form invented by humans is required for the imaginary 6th element, known as the devil, to take form, the heroic spirits also need a form to live in this world. That form is their temporary name, and the way they exist in this world. I'm just gonna say they instead of the. That might be like a little typo. The Holy Grail is furnished classes so that heroic spirits may take more form more easily, and it only summons the heroic spirits that match these classes. Ah, I didn't mean to do that. It's like a pass. Wait, I can. What the fuck? Well, now I need to go back up. Hang on. Ah, no. It's like a. It's like a passport to the present, as it sets up a role as a familiar in advance by allowing the summon the heroic spirits to take on that role. It helps the spirits to take form. Knight of the Sword, Saber. Knight of the Lance, Lancer. Knight of the Bow, Archer. Mounted Soldier, Rider. Magus, Caster. Silent Killer, Assassin. Mad Warrior, Berserker. Only the heroic spirits with the attributes of these classes are summoned to the present to obey the master and become a servant. That is the servant system, a summoning and contract with heroic spirits beyond human control to win the miracle beyond human grasp. The ultimate competition held on this ground, and the one and only Holy Grail War. Man, they are loving that repeat. A loud crash. The short sword that deflected the lantern flies from Archer's hands. This is Lancer's technique, a straight thrust that turns into a sweep at Archer's wrist. It was a blow Archer could not avoid, even if he had seen it coming. There is no effective way of pairing a lance with a sword. A strong rebuff only results in a stronger counterattack, and a weak rebuff does not create any openings. The important aspect of a battle between a sword and a lance lies in defeating the enemy when he's at the wrong range. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, dude, check that booty. Is there a way to get like this little panel away so that I can just get that? Because that'd make a nice thumbnail. I'm actually gonna look that up. Don't mind me. Well, is there like a gallery? We could go to the gallery if there is one. Hang on. Graphic. Oh, yeah, look at that. I like that. Sick. Graphic. Exit menu. That's good. That's good. Thumbnail right there. Idiot. There's no hesitation in Lancer. His movements to push Archer back stops. He must intend to end the match in a single instant. He stares of the stares of the firmly placed Lancer and the swordless Archer clash. Yeah. In that instant, the lance is thrust just like a flash of light. It can't even be seen. Forehead, neck, and heart. 3 shots are launched, any one a fatal blow. But Quacha. But the flash too fast to see is repelled by a shining blade. In Archer's hand is the short sword again. The sword like before, a Chinese sword like a hatchet. But the biggest difference is... Crap. 2 swords? I'm just going to assume that was Lancer. A pair of swords. In his hand are matched swords, mirror images of each other. Huh, a bowman trying to be a swordsman. Lancer's lance flies. Ooh, see, now that's some good stuff. Actually, maybe... Hang on. Maybe that's the thumbnail. It's a toss-up. That Lancer was maybe a little bit better. This looks a little bit cooler, but the closer you look, like, Lancer looks a little doofy there. Archer looks pretty good. Lancer, not as good. That's okay. Exit menu. As if to finish Archer off, the lance moves faster and faster. Archer defends with a burning spirit. His hawk-like eyes say that he will not retreat anymore. No, that he will only advance from now on. The clashing sounds are like that of a well-orchestrated music. 2 steels clinging against each other. The sparking clashes increase in rhythm without pause. Rhythm? The battle of the 2 is like a vacuum. It sucks in the air around them, and it seems like anything approaching them would be cut to pieces. In reality, it only lasts an instant. But for me looking on, it seems like an infinitely long time. Lancer tries not to let Archer near him, while Archer advances using his sword as a shield. Over 100 blows have been thrown, and Archer loses a sword every time. But it's only for a moment as Archer has a sword in his hand in the next instant, forcing Lancer back a little each time. Lancer finally admits his carelessness, that even though he doesn't know who is before him, he will be the loser if he dismisses him as a mere bowman. Oh, I just cracked my thumb and that really did not feel great. The distance widens. Probably to recover, Lancer puts a large distance between them. His speed is extraordinary. Archer's charge was out of this world, but was still slow compared to Lancer. The movement of his retreat like a panther, had panther-like speed and agility. 27. I've disarmed you that many times, yet you still have more? Lancer mutters in irritation. No, it's more like confusion. I feel the same way. According to Father, the servant carries only one weapon. The weapon is filled with magical energy, so it's not something that can be created one after another, like Archer was just doing. Servants are here that sublimate their spirits after death, equaling the Holy Spirits. To put it another way, they are like devils or angels. They are powerful familiars in their own, but their most powerful weapon is their proof of heroism, a magical item called their noble phantasm. A noble phantasm is a weapon or armor that the servant See, that's something that's always slightly annoyed me about Fate, is that their big, uber, mega, special finishing move is called Noble Phantasm, but then, like, every part of their weaponry is called the Noble Phantasm. Granted, most of their Noble Phantasms are, like, the weapons related to their myths, but then there are some where it's like, well, your Noble Phantasm really isn't that weapon you're holding, it's the ability that you're using, but your weapon is also a Noble Phantasm, and it's like, they probably should have had different names, like just noble weapons, and then the abilities are noble phantasms, you know what I mean? But we can talk about that maybe more if it like becomes more of a thing later on. I don't know. That's just my gripe, because watching Fate for the first time and being, wait, I thought that big special move was the noble phantasm, but now you're telling me that the weapon's the noble phantasm? I'm confused. But it's fine. And is treated as a last resort. The Noble Phantasm, the one and only weapon for a servant. This is because the Noble Phantasm is an ultimate weapon without equal. The lance the Lancer is using will show its power as a Noble Phantasm when Lancer oh wait, so hang on. So is it that some servants it's just like there's not deemed Noble Phantasm until it uses the ability, but that goes against what they've said in other Fate series where they're like, yo, look at him making them noble phantasms, and it's just a weapon. That probably doesn't make any sense if you have no Fate context, but that's okay. You'll understand later. A noble phantasm is an impressive weapon by itself, but its true ability is to release all its power using its true name. Heroes' weapons which rule over all others, and which have killed dragons and gods. Servants activate their noble phantasms using their magical energy. It's much like magic. Servants recreate the destruction in legend using a weapon as a catalyst. Those weapons were never fully disposable. The swords that Archer brought must have been excellent, but they cannot be called his noble phantasm. He is the servant Archer, so his noble phantasm he conceals must be a bow. What's wrong, Lancer? It's not like you to just stand there and watch. Where's the energy you had just now? You're talking crap, you cheater? Lancer's irritation is understandable. Even though Lancer fought as a spearman, Archer fended him off as a swordsman, which means Archer hasn't shown any of his abilities yet, so it's only natural for Lancer to feel ghastly. Alright then, I'll ask you, what hero are you? I've never heard of a bowman using two swords. On the other hand, it's all too easy to tell who you are. It's said that only the fastest heroes are chosen as Lancers, but you surpass even that. There aren't 3 Lancers in this world at your level, and I mean, he's a 3-star. There are dozens better than he is, which is sad because I love Ku and I wish he was better. There aren't 3 Lancers in this world at your level, and on top of that, there's only one with such a beast-like agility. Oh, well said, Archer. At that instant, his vast murderous intent makes me forget to breathe. Nah, I like the other one better. I thought about getting that one for the thumbnail, but I like the other Archer one better. Lancer's arms move. This is different from before. A stance free from contempt. A spearhead is lowered as if to strike the ground, and only his stare pierces Archer. In that case, you shall face my. That was not. That was not Reen. In that case, you shall face my finishing blow. I won't stop you. You're an enemy. I'll have to defeat sooner or later. Lancer's body sinks down. At the same time, a chill like thorns fills the schoolyard. The air freezes. Not a metaphor, it literally freezes. All the mana in the air is frozen. The only person allowed to breathe here is a warrior called Lancer. The lance in Lancer's hand is unmistakably a demonic one, and now it is waiting to take its true form for the moment it strikes. Crap. He'll be beaten. I don't know what kind of noble phantasm that is, but Archer will be beaten. It's implausible since it's the first time I felt such an intuition, but there's no doubt about it. Archer will die when that lance is thrust. It is determined. Literally, Lancer's lance is the embodiment of inescapable death. Oh. Archer will be defeated. Archer will die when Lancer pierces his heart. And yet, even though I know what's going to happen, I can't even help him. Because if I move even a finger, that will trigger the attack. So if anything can stop this battle and stop Archer's defeat, it would be... Who's there? It'd be a... Oh wait, is that someone else speaking? It'd be nice if they had like a little like, yo, hello kids, I'm Lancer speaking. It would be the chance appearance of a stranger we have overlooked. I need water. This is so long. There just hasn't been a good stopping point. Huh? The ghastly air coming from Lancer disappears. The sound of fleeing footsteps. That figure is definitely wearing a school uniform. A student? Someone is still here? It seems so. He did save our lives, though. Oh, wait, I thought that was all Reen. Archer says calmly, so that last sentence was Archer. Well, we were certainly saved, but... My mistake. I didn't notice my surroundings because I was preoccupied with Lancer. Oh, that was Reen. Hey, Archer, what are you doing? Can't you see? I'm resting since I'm free now. You can't do that. What about Lancer? He went after that guy. He saw us, so Lancer will probably eliminate him, right? For an instant, my thoughts stop. Follow him, Archer. I'll catch up right away. Archer goes after Lancer immediately. Damn, how stupid of me. I curse my carelessness. It's the rule of Magi to eliminate any witnesses, which is why if one didn't want to do that, one just had to allow no witnesses. I've done that until now, so why did I have to make any mistakes today of all days? Okay. And on that note, we're done. This has been longer than usual. My voice is dead tired. I mean, I could probably go a little bit longer, but I'm electing to not. Yeah, with that being said, we're actually going to get Shiro next time. I'm so excited to start making choices. I was not expecting a 10-minute dialogue, basically just repeating information that we kind of already had. That was a little... But you know what? Things are happening. It's moving along now. So I enjoyed that. That was good. But yeah, again, next time we're going to get Shiro, and I'm so excited for that. But yeah, until next time, bye-bye.